Next skill is Stunning Blast. This is the fifth skill on the list. It's a really close range freeze, and it's 100% chance to freeze. And at level 10, it freezes the target for 7 seconds, and also has a chance to make you immune to any movement debuffs for 5 seconds. And yeah, the chance to make you immune to immobilization is not that high. I think I only had it trigger once or twice, but when it does trigger, it's kind of useful because like this skill is mainly used against blade masters and barbarians. I think Transcend from Lost City, if you watch his videos, he's pretty famous, so you probably have seen them. He basically used this skill, and I watched it, and I thought it's a pretty nice technique to like airdrop past someone and use Stunning Blast. So I copied it on my Blade Master and Barbarian Genie, and it works quite well, because I'm not sure about you guys, but the difficulty I have with fighting BMs and barbs is that I can't hold them still long enough without Genies skills in order to get past their charm tick. With aim low and stunning arrow, then re-aim lowing, it's only like 15 seconds if you want to get this like freeze lock on them, and then it still uses 2 sparks, which is ridiculously high. So that's why I like Stunning Blast for fighting those classes, because you can just airdrop past them or run past them, and you can freeze them. BMs now have leaps, granted, so they could leap out of your range, but most BMs are stupid and don't utilize it. They have like only a few range skills. I think Smack is the only one that comes to mind, and now they have that tele stun thing, so it might not work as well now, but it worked pretty well before. And barbs only have Beastal Onslaught, which is like a 12 or 15 meter range skill. So, and everything else is pretty much melee except for Untamed Wrath, but that's only a 1 second stun. But yeah, for fighting BMs and barbarians, it's a really nice and useful skill. If you have trouble like getting past their HP, then you should give this skill a go and try fighting them in the air. Skill number 6 is Air Strand. Much like Stunning Blast, is used against Blade Masters and Barbarians, but this one is a ranged freeze. It has a range of 20 meters, which is not a lot, but still it's longer than the Barb's Beastal Onslaught, and it's still a ranged freeze. I commonly use this skill as Blade Masters or Barbarians are coming towards me after my stun or aim low wore off. This skill can only be used in the air, and I like to leave it at level 1 because it doesn't. I don't think I use this skill offensively, so I don't really care if I get immobilized, because my opponent will be immobilized too, so the distance between us is still kept. Yeah, you could level it to level 10 for a lower chance to freeze yourself, but then Air Strand takes like 101 energy, and it still has a 50% chance to freeze you, so to be honest, I don't think it's worth it. If you had to pick between Stunning Blast or Air Strand, I'd definitely say pick Stunning Blast, unless affinities is a problem. Stunning Blast is a longer freeze, and it's just generally more useful, in my opinion, for airdropping past someone. And yeah, that's 2 of them. Skill number 7, Remove Paralysis. It's like Badge of Courage, but for freezes. It has a higher starting off chance. When it's level 10, it's a 60% chance to remove a freeze from yourself. But for every dexterity point, you only get, instead of every 2 dexterity points on your genie increases success rate by 1%, it's 4 dexterity points to increase the success rate by 1%. So with an 80 dex genie, it's still only an 80% chance to remove a freeze from yourself. I don't think this skill is as useful as Badge of Courage, because the we can still use skills under freeze. Wing of Grace, stunning arrow, wingspan, especially demon. If melee freezes you, you can still utilize your melee skills, whereas if you're stunned you can't do anything. And if you're freezed you can still pot, you can still use APOS, so it's not as big a problem as a Badge of Courage. And especially now, we have the Morai skills where you have leap left and leap right. Those 2 skills allow you to leap even when you're frozen, so getting killed when you're frozen is a lot less of an issue as before. But there's still the odd times that you might be, say your leap's on cooldown and the sin tackling slash triple sparks on you, then remove paralysis obviously becomes very useful. But I would place Badge of Courage above it in usefulness just because of that. And if you have a Dex Genie and you have like a few spare spaces, then might as well have it. I mean, I don't know how many times you'd use it, but it's pretty useful when it works and when you need it. But the problem is, like, how often do you need it in order to justify having it on your genie? So yeah.